Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Esthetician Edit. Today we are here with Maghan from Melanated Beauty Spa, and we're gonna get to know her journey, how she came up with the idea of Melanated Beauty Spa. And I think that you're very unique because I see you doing a lot of events. Yeah. I think that you're more than just a spa, but you really built a community. So that's what I want to talk about today.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind just, I guess, sharing how you got started with Melanated Beauty Spa and how the idea came about.
First of all, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
So Melanated Beauty Spa, I started about almost 5 years ago. We're about 4.5 years old now. And I started it for two reasons. One, I was someone who struggled with cystic acne and hyperpigmentation from age 14 to 28 and could never find an esthetician or a dermatologist that could really service my skin and help me. Oftentimes, I would leave the dermatologist in tears, leaving estheticians in tears and just like, oh my God, no one could help me with my skin. They almost made it seem like I was always going to have inflammation and hyperpigmentation, and it was severe. It covered my entire cheeks.
Wow.
Like, it was not good. So then eventually, I went to school for journalism and wanting to be a journalist at the time and having to be in front of a camera, it was a lot. Like, it really plays on your confidence. But it was something I was good at kind of like shielding. But in the back of my mind, I always felt that people were looking at my skin rather than listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth. So fast forward, I ended up working at a spa in Columbia, Missouri. I was working at the front desk and I met this girl who was also a new esthetician. And I'm like, listen, I need to fix my skin. I found this skincare line that I think may work for me. And I'm like, whatever you need to do, just do it. I'll be your test dummy. So we worked together and I started to see results. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing, And then, so afterwards, 28 was the last time, left college. My skin did clear up at the end of my senior year. And as I was going through my young 20s, I was experiencing some breakouts, realizing like, okay, I really have to stick to a plan here. And then finally at 28, I had my last breakout. Like, I figured out exactly what my skin needed. And I'm 34 today, soon to be 35, and I have not had major breakouts at all since the last time I was 20. I actually remember the day that I had the flare up. It was crazy. And I was like, oh, no. We got to figure this out. With those experiences, I realized that there was a need for this. And at some point in my life, I would love to start something that I just honestly naturally love to do. And the other piece of that was growing up first generation American, my parents from Haiti, and realizing that, they never took care of themselves. Like, my dad and my mother never had a spa day or like went to go get a massage or a facial or something just relaxing. My dad was very hyper focused on raising his children, which I'm appreciative, but I just wish that he poured into himself a little bit more. And I think a huge part of that was not having something that was marketed towards them that understood what they were going through. And so when I sought out to build Melanated, I knew I was only going to get into this if I was going to build a wellness brand that was for people of color to feel seen, understood, and heard, not only within the spa spaces that we create, but even outside with building community, going to events, curating spaces for them to realize that prioritizing self-care is a necessity and it shouldn't be an option.
I love that. That's beautiful because I feel like that's the reason why I like being an esthetician is the feeling that you give to someone, because I like being the client. And sometimes when I'm like getting a facial done, I'm like, I love myself. Like you feel that feeling of self-love. And you feel like I deserve to be pampered. So that's really beautiful that you give it to people that maybe don't even think about that because it sounds like my parents also too, like first generation, like they're just in survival mode. So when you're in survival mode, you can't even think about relaxing and enjoying yourself. That's not even an option.
Right.
So I love that.
No, my parents have definitely, I don't think have lived soft. And I think even till this day, they're never going to verbally say that because they're just that tough Caribbean.
Have you gotten to treat them?
I have. And when my dad finally got it, he was just, it was something he had never experienced before, but he really enjoyed it. And I was like, see, it's important. And so people will think like, oh, I need a facial because I'm dealing with skin problems. But no, you don't. You need a facial because you need to chill out. You need to relax. You need someone else to take care of you. And there's so many good elements outside of just solving a skin issue that facials can do to you. With, as you know, like massage techniques are very important, especially in the facials that I do, and how relaxing that can be to clients. Like I have clients that will fall asleep on my treatment bed, and when I'm complete with them, they'll still be napping, and I will not bother them if I don't have another client. And I'll just clean up the room, and it could be 45 minutes post-treatment. That happens to me on a continuous basis, and it's typically with my older clients that are now just realizing, wow, I've given 35 years of my life to this company, and I've never done anything for myself with any of my paychecks. And to see that, the importance of that honestly inspires me and keeps me going.
I love that. You talked a little bit about like your acne, and you said it stopped at 28 or 29?
28 was my last
What
breakout.
contributed to that? Was it skincare specifically, or was it like internal? Was it not stressing out about it?
I honestly, listen, I'm not a dermatologist, but I am going to say that I do not believe in the myths of like, well, I'm not even going to say it's a myth. No, let me correct that. Because truly, you know, what you consume internally can affect what ends up coming out externally. However, I will say as an entrepreneur, my diet has been probably the worst at some points in my entrepreneurial journey, and my skin has been the clearest. And so it's hard to say, I don't know. I really don't know, because I got a ton of blood work. Dermatologist didn't tell me like, okay, this could be the contributing factor. I love cheese. I'm not a big milk. I do not drink milk. I cannot stand milk. Chocolate, not really. Maybe the time of month I'll consume chocolate. Greasy foods. I mean, I'm Haitian. I love some rice. I love salty foods, but I don't know. I really don't know.
Could be stress. I feel like stress is...
Oh my gosh, girl, in my young 20s, I was stress-free.
Oh, you were stress-free?
Stress-free. The only thing that gave me stress was looking at my skin. I was like young, wild, and free 20s.
But I have a theory, like once you have a problem and you focus on the problem stays there until you shift your focus somewhere else. So sometimes I think that when it comes to acne too, like it was such a problem in my life also for a long time that once I kind of forgot about it and shift my focus, then it started going away. So I have that theory also.
That could be true. No,
because you're basically talking to your body, right? When you're noticing something with your body, you're telling your body, I have acne, I have acne, and so I think your body listens to you. That's a theory.
No, I mean it could be true. I think stress is a contributor to acne, but for me, I think about all the things. Now I would say I've experienced some real stress. Anxiety, you know, not eating properly, not eating at all, not consuming enough water when I need to because I'm working all day and I forget. So
then your skincare routine needs to be perfect.
Yeah, but I don't play about my skincare routine.
Exactly. So you probably have an amazing skincare routine. I know that you have products, right?
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about your products?
Yeah. So I started curating our products when I first opened. And one of my favorite skincare lines is PCA Skin. I really do love their skin products. That's a skincare line that really helped me. And I still use some of their products. I love their hyaluronic acid serum, retinol. I love their brightening retinol. So just researching their products and testing out some of the formulations that I thought, because I knew going into the demographics that I was going to go into is like, they want natural, they want like turmerics, brightening cleansers, things like that. And so I started to test out some things and bring in clients that had severe acne, clients that were dealing with minor hyperpigmentation and just seeing what was working. And I would give them the products to take home, and they would come in. I would do their services for free. And I realized that the products that we were using, it was actually giving results. And these are things that I was just making on my own. I realized that, okay, so I can come out with a product that works for the community, and what do they love about it the most? And for me, a lot of the clients that I deal with are dealing with acne or hyperpigmentation, hydration, aging. So we currently have a brightening cleanser, hyaluronic acid serum I live by. I keep hyaluronic acid serum on me every single day.
Don't you feel like hyaluronic is like a staple? Like if you don't have it, I feel like sometimes it's the product where I'm just like, you just need this and your skin is going to be 10 times better.
Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah. I feel that has kept my skin intact. That's my theory. I think that's just what it's like. But I used to be like a retinol fanatic. And I was like, I have to use this retinol every day, and my skin would be so sensitive, but I didn't care. I'm like, my skin is looking great. But yeah, so the skincare line, I definitely wanted to curate a line that my clients would trust through just word of mouth initially. And now is the first year that I'm really pushing to get it to market.
I love it. I noticed something about you that I don't think a lot of other estheticians do, but you are so big on branding. Like your products are branded. You're wearing your shirt today. Like this is a normal work day for her. She's always wearing her shirt. You have bags. Your Instagram is like everything's melanated beauty, melanated beauty. And so where does the branding come from? Like I know you said you studied journalism. Is it from that?
It is. And so, well, a little bit of background on me.
Okay.
I don't like to consider myself an esthetician. I just happen to be really good at the trade.
Okay.
And I am licensed for it. But my strength, when I originally went into this business, it was to build a brand and around a trade that I love. I could literally do facials. I can come to your house and like, I'm a girl's girl, so I love anything girly. I knew that if I could build a brand, then I would be successful in whatever it was that I was going to do. And so when it comes to branding, anything that I do, even when I'm doing the client's facial, I'm like, listen, you have to put this robe on because like if the camera's on it, everything has to be aesthetically pleasing. I can be able to put it on the feed. Even down to when I hire people to work for me, they cannot wear anything black. It has to be in the color scheme because in my mind, everything is a picture moment that could potentially go on the feed. And I don't want anything that does not match the brand to go on the feed. And then it's also a part of just like, you know, marketing. Marketing to me, you have to be memorable. So I know now that when people think of Melanated, or if I throw an event, they're like, oh my gosh, I gotta go wear a brown outfit. To me, that shows that I'm making impact. So you are understanding that this is a brand. It's more than just spa services. I'm building community. And the fact that an individual can understand that, hey, if I go to a melanated event, I have to wear a neutral colored outfit. Yeah. And I'm like, that's marketing, that's branding. But yeah, I think that's important for every esthetician because at the end of the day, as you know, there's so many estheticians. So what is your differentiator aside from possibly you're really good at the trade, but there's a lot of talent out there. So it's like, how do you build this unique community that wants to essentially at the end of the day help your bottom line? Yeah,
I think like differentiating factor between you, like that kind of has determined your success is maybe that you saw the brand before and the vision before you saw like being an esthetician. Like you weren't just like, I want to be an esthetician and have clients. You were like, no, I want to build a brand that has an impact and has a mission. And you were very clear on that. And I think I always tell estheticians like that should be the first thing that you do.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're making people feel a certain way when they come to you.
Yes, exactly. And it has, and truly your customers should feel a certain way the site before, when they book, even when they book you, because I knew the name Melanated would resonate with people of color. And so that's my goal, right? I want them to feel like, okay, I gotta book this appointment or I have to go to this Melanated event and see what it's about. And that is a part of like building that initial rapport prior to your customer coming in because they already feel accepted into that room, because doing facial spa services, it's a very intimate service. A lot of people come in with life-changing things that are going on: breakups, divorce, postpartum, new relationships, loss of child. Like typically when I meet a client, they are going through something when they decide to embark on what I call their self-care journey. So yeah, that's important.
It's beautiful. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about events.
Okay, I love events. I was just at one yesterday and the day before.
Events. You're so good at it.
Thank you.
Okay, so if an esthetician wants to get started on event planning, one, how can that even help their business? Like, how have you seen it help your business? And then what piece of advice would you give to them?
And so to answer the first part, events builds community. Events helps you understand your customer if you do it the right way. You can't just put on an event just to put on an event. It has to make sense for what your end goal is. So for example, I would never do a melanated event at, let's say like at an amusement park or something. To me, that makes no sense. There's no thrill in what I'm doing. But what I would do is think about what experiences do my clients enjoy that is also encompassing of self-care, candle making, learning skincare routines, wellness, Pilates events, things that pour back into themselves in a very soft and light way. And I think when you do that with purpose and structure, it allows you as an esthetician, as a business owner, to understand what is your next phase of your business as far as revenue stream in order to keep it going. Because at the end of the day, our hands are going to get tired. You're going to get older. You cannot work on 8 to 10 clients a day anymore. So you have to figure out what is it that my consumers want in order for me to keep my brand going, because naturally you're going to get tired. And as you know, it gets exhausting. As much as I love it, there are days where I'm like, oh my gosh, my hands are cramping up or my back is hurting. And so you have to think about, okay, if I'm not able to make money that day, how can I make money without being there?
How do you manage to balance everything, because you do so much? Like, you are the esthetician, you are the social media manager, the branding, event coordinator. Like, how do you manage everything?
That's such a good question. And
honesty here.
No, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I have no children and I'm not in a relationship. My relationship is melanated. My child is melanated. And I work around the clock. I would say, like, I always tell people I take breaks throughout the day, but majority of the day you can find me here.
Yeah, I think you're the person I see here the most.
Yeah.
Even it's a Sunday and she's
I'm always
here
here every
working.
Sunday.
Yeah.
And Sundays are I like to be here on Sundays because it's a little more quieter for me.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's everything to me. There's no plan B for this, and I truly just enjoy it. Like right now we're gearing up for Essence Fest, and I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to procure. We're doing an event at Essence, But again, it's fun it's hard work. It can be very stressful a lot of days. And there's some seasons, like right now, I wouldn't say I'm the most comfortable because I've really pushed myself to achieve certain goals and I'm taking a lot of risk. And so I think that it's just the way I manage it is by not overthinking. I try not to overthink any decision that I make. I try to always go with my gut feeling. I pray a lot. I stay to myself quite often in quiet spaces because of everything that I have going on. And I hang around my family. I just keep my circle kind of small because the outside noises can a lot of times just like clutter my thought process and vision. And so I try to stay really routine, which I'm pretty good at.
I remember seeing you spoke at like for, I think the School of Dermatology.
Yes, that was nice.
I've seen you actually be involved in other events. And I think that too is so important because you're not only creating your own events, but it's almost like it's like when you see something more than 3 times, I think they say.
Yes.
Like it takes someone to see a brand
7
more,
times.
7 times?
Yes.
I've definitely seen you more than 7 times. I think I even saw you before I saw Sweet House.
Oh,
like
okay.
I thought you had a storefront and everything
Yes,
like
I
that.
know people think that.
Because
you know.
your brand is so out there.
Yeah, it's, you know what? I can't wait till the numbers match that on my P&L.
No, but that's what it takes first. It's first the exposure,
No,
right? So if I'm already starting to see it, then I'm sure other people are as well, because you're so involved in the community in general.
Yeah, I think collaboration is key. I do not desire to do this on my own by any means. And to your point, I have people that come in and help that are definitely on, you know, behind the business. But I do a lot of the work. And because at the end of the day, it's your baby.
Yeah.
No one's going to work as hard. No one's going to be as detailed as you. No one's going to care about your customers like you do. And then when you know your customers on an intimate level and know some of their personal struggles, you're just like, no, I got to make this work. I can't let this go. I got to do this for them. And so I think being out in the community has really helped me just stay empowered and energized too, because I love to see what other people create and partner. Like yesterday I was at an event as well, and it wasn't my event, but it was nice to go and support.
You get like ideas for your own events as well.
Yeah, so I enjoy that.
And I saw that you launched like an ambassador program. Do you mind talking a little bit about that as well?
No, I love that. An ambassador program was something I wanted to start for a while now, but I had just been sitting on it a little bit because I wanted to see, I've worked with some influencers or content creators, whatever, you know, they call themselves. But I realized that, you know, people with large numbers, those macro influencers, don't really have direct impact to your business. And I was realizing that I'm working with them, but I have more impact than anything. So, and I don't have a large following on social media personally. In the Melanated page, I mean, we only have like 10K followers. It's not huge. And it's taken me 4 years to get to 10K. And so I realized if I create an ambassador program, I'm going to test this out for 6 months, get macro or micro influencers, no less than 500 followers, but they have to be consistent with their posting. How can that change the business? I want to collaborate with them, throw events for them, and then also give them products. But I want them to uniquely share their own stories. And see how that attracts consumers. Because all of the ambassadors, they are women of color, but they all come from very different spaces. Some of the ambassadors have dealt with some life-changing experiences, and they're now tapping back into their self-care and the importance of it. And they want to share how their melanated journey will impact them over the next 6 months of just being consistent. How does it change perhaps a woman that has just left her job and is now stepping into entrepreneurship? It can build confidence, new relationships. The ambassador program is definitely something that obviously, you know, I really want to track the data on how it helps bring new consumers through the creative storytelling through each of these women.
I like that. I like that you're not focused so much on numbers, because I think that that's true. Like I before I did this, I used to do like meditations and retreats and things like that. And I had like 1,000 something followers. But I remember one day my sister-in-law, she was like, wow, because I just posted that I wanted to do the 75-day, instead of 75-day hard, I wanted to do 75-day soft. And I was like, anyone want to join? And I had like 35 girls in my WhatsApp group. And so like, you can have a small follower count, but still be very influential and still have a lot of people watching you. Whereas there's people who have like a big follower account, but no one's really paying attention to them, or they're not really there for the right reasons, if that makes sense. Like that's not your audience. So I think interesting when I talk to business owners about influencer marketing, because I always get mixed reviews. People are like, I'll never do it again. It brought nothing to my business. Yes. And then some people are like, oh, it's amazing. But I think it's just the way that you do it.
It is. And I will personally say for me on the business end, I am not there. I will not spend money on a content creator. Like I will not dish out a check as far as like, oh, this is a budget for this. I always have this motto: if it's not Kim K or Beyonce, then we have to figure out another way until Melanated is at that point to where we can test out. Here's 20,000 to make, to do a campaign surrounded around this content creator. But I think with content creators, you can work with them. They are impactful, but you have to figure out, some content creators to me are just a good look. They look good aesthetically, and that's what that's there for. Then other content creators are really great at storytelling and can perhaps tell your brand story in a unique and fun and quirky way that you need to attract your audience. Then others could increase your bottom line and bring in revenue. And so right now, like I'm still in the learning phase of like, through these melanated muses, like who is where, what categories, where do we need to focus after these next 6 months? Who will we keep on? Who will we just, do contracts with based off of where we're going and what we need at that time?
That's cool. I feel like that also gives them good feedback as to like where their strong suits are as content creators also. Yeah. So it's like you're helping them also better their dreams because they want to be content creators as well.
And I always tell them, listen, every brand has their own, their own bottom line, right? And don't think because you have 500 followers that you can't get a $5,000 brand deal. You can, but it's all about knowing your value and what you're bringing to the table. So you have to know your audience. And I tell people, I don't share this story often, but when I first started Melanated, I only had $700 in my bank account. And I wanted to use PCA Skin in my back bar, but PCA Skin was a $5,000 minimum.
Wow.
I pitched to PCA Skin, the rep that was here at the time, she is no longer with the company. I pitched to her my business plan, my demographics, and they gave me $15,000 worth of products.
Wow. Yeah, I always say if someone says no, you're not talking to the right person.
Yeah. No, I don't believe in no, and I have a very intense work ethic, and it is very challenging for me to like work with people that when they get back to me, they're like, oh, we can't. I'm like, no, call someone else. Got to figure it out.
I'm the same exact way.
And also, another motto I live by is like, listen, just ask for forgiveness later. Your heart's pure, you're doing the right thing. You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
We're going to put that like down below. Just ask for forgiveness later.
You have to, because at the end of the day, a business is built around your community, but you have bills to pay. And sometimes you have to take risks that may not be favorable of others, but you and your heart and your faith and your intuition know that you have to try this thing. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, just ask for the forgiveness. But I think that genuine people and business people will understand.
Yeah.
They're not going to like chastise you or ridicule you. And if they do, just don't ever work with them again.
It's so funny. As you were talking, I think it's when you were talking about Beyonce, or I don't know what you mentioned, but I actually saw like your vision. I was like, oh, she's going to be I think you're going to be really big.
Oh my God, thank you.
Like I see you like commercials, like really big.
That literally gives me chills because it is so incredibly hard for me to think small. Like I can't do, and I even feel like I've given Sweet House a hard time. I know I have, I'm a pain in the ass sometimes, but in my mind, I'm like, I can't, the vision is bigger than this sweet for me. But I'm here because one, you have to buckle down. The economy is not where it used to be, and I have to wait, but I also have to, everything I do has to be to my bigger vision. It's very difficult for me to think like this moment is only for tomorrow. No, this moment is for year 2030.
Yeah.
Because even when I started out, I was doing these events at my first location. People were like, why are you throwing a Halloween party? As I call it, a spectacular party. And I'm like, you're going to see why I'm throwing this party and why I told everyone to come dressed in costumes in a particular way, because now I know I have the content 4, 5, 6 years later to use.
For every Halloween?
Yes. I'm like, if I have, we got to make it work. So
it's very smart and strategic.
Yes, and I knew that, and this was actually before Skims. No, when I love Skims, by the way, but what's it? No, this was before Skims. I threw an ultimate pajama spa party when I used to have my big space. It was 2,600 square feet, and I threw a pajama party. Again, people asking me, why are you throwing an ultimate pajama spa party? Duh, because don't we do our skincare routines in our pajamas? And then in my mind, when I came across Skims, probably like a few months later, I was like, I want to partner with Skims to throw a pajama party with Melanated skincare.
I love that.
But these are things now I can put in a brand deck. I have the material.
Yeah.
I have everything. Now I have a little data to support it, to show like, this is why we would be an asset to your brand.
Do you feel like every level that you hit, like if this was like a game and you're like, I'm on level 7, is it like new vision unlocked? Like you see bigger and bigger for yourself? Or from the beginning, have you always seen like...
I've always seen big from the beginning, but now some days I'm just like, I come across something, I'm like, oh my God, that's another place that we can go, another area we can tap into. And that's why it's important to, going back to building a brand, because I always say if you build a brand, you can always plug and play it in other places with collaboration. And so because the brand is attached to your consumers, so your consumers are important to these other brands that are perhaps looking for a large group of people of color that are a certain age demographic that they want to bring in. So going back to the Skims thing, because I look at Skims all the time, Skims recently did a campaign with an actress, Nia Long. I automatically knew why they put Nia Long on the campaign, because they want more women of color between the ages probably 35 to 60 to purchase their products. And Nia Long probably got that job done. She is, I don't know if you know who she is, but she is a woman of color, super stunning, and she's an actress, but has played in a lot of prominent Black films. And so I'm just like, this is why.
I'm not good with names, but I'm sure if I see her face,
yeah, if you
I'm
saw
like,
her face, you probably know. But
her.
she was on, when they opened up that store on Fifth Ave in New York, she was also there. Girl, I love marketing and branding. When I see these things come to light, I'm like, oh.
So at the level you're at now, what do you see yourself, like what's next for Melanated Beauty Spa? For Melanated, I would say what's next is big brand partnerships and really honing in on franchise locations and licensing deals. Like that's what's next. I am not leaving that suite personally. Melanated is not leaving that suite or opening anything else with Maghan as a manager of anything, unless it's someone coming in for a franchise and licensing deal. You heard it here first. We'll do like a podcast when you get there, and I'll be like, hey, look.
Yes, I'll tell you.
Like just showing your journey. That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal of this podcast. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure so many estheticians got a lot of value out of this. So thank you for sharing like your journey and, you know, all like you didn't hold back at all. So if any esthetician wants to get in contact with you, do you do like any mentorship, by the way? Or
that's so funny. Yesterday I did an event and there were like 4 people that came up to me and asked if I do it. I don't, but I'm very accessible. You know, I will literally give people.
Or if maybe someone's interested in opening a franchise, right?
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely. But you guys can find me at Melanated Beauty Spa. It's on all platforms, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And if you want to get in touch with me personally, you can DM me at Maghan at Work on Instagram. It's MAGHANITWORK. And thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
No, I'm always open to helping whoever.
Yeah, I think now you have a client, right? 12. She's about to go. She has a client now, guys.
I do. I work all day today.